Hello, YouTube family. How are you? This is Kim Hill. You are next of Kim Beauty. I'm so excited to share this little bit of time with you this evening. So I've been seeing the subscriptions grow, and I really am getting ready to get over to Kim Hill and let everybody know that it's over at Next of Kim now. It's just a lot of love and a lot of comments. But I'm getting to it. Like my mom always says, you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. And we do not want to be eating elephants, but if we did, we'd have to take small bites. And I'm reading your comments, and I love y'all. Y'all are like, you were really hard to find. And I don't really know what's going on. I guess YouTube, can you help a sister out, please? It'll be like my comments will be disabled. I'm like, I didn't do that. I want people to comment. Or be like, hey, it's really Kim Hill, and no one believes it's me, which is really funny. It's like, I'm really here, I'm really reading these comments and really engaging. So I love y'all and I appreciate it, and this is so exciting. So I said I was going to start some new content, and this is for you. If any of you follow me on Next of Kim Beauty on IG, you will see I was in the same outfit. It just felt like too good to mess up. Like my hair is freshly washed, and I have on like this vintage jacket of mine, and it's just like, you know what? Let's go do this. I've been getting a lot of DMs, right? From men and women, but more kind of in the millennial age bracket. And the theme that seems to be consistent with you young, wonderful, amazings. And yes, you can call me Aunt Kim because that's really sweet. And I'm completely grateful to be 49, and I am your auntie, okay? I want to leave you with this. Don't be afraid of what's coming. So many of you, through finding me, whether you knew about me prior to the Times piece, or you discovered me through the Times piece, or you were like, oh, that's right. Wherever your entry point was with why you're here. I want to try to help demystify this fear. And I know that my piece was a trigger for a lot of folks, maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way, but I don't want you to start making your art in a vacuum because you're like, everybody in the industry is after me. That was not my experience. Actually, because I was young when I got in the game, and I created some real boundaries. It was kind of my Achilles heel because I was a little bit blacklisted, which actually is kind of fun because it's like the dark horse kind of thing. But people knew, like, there's just some stuff we're not even gonna run past her. Did it cost me some opportunities? Absolutely. I mean, no questions asked. But the things that I did do, were they super meaningful, and like the kinds of things that as you discover my work, you'll be like, that's so cool. Like that's really something that's an artistic expression. And I'm not trying to act like everything I do, I nail, because there's plenty of stuff and I'm like, glad that didn't come out. But I am selective, and I'm okay waiting, like for the right opportunity. And which is why I got like 8 albums I haven't released, which is another story. But because you can kind of get a little gun shy, that's another talk we'll have. But for now, the theme has really been like very consistent, and the genesis of a lot of your anxiety is coming from, I'm afraid of what's coming, and I don't want you to be. I don't want you to be. When you are creating art, like only you can, it's your body of work. That's it. And if it's one person or a million people that are going to embrace it, that's your expression. That's your authentic thing. And really, if you live in the law of detachment, which is one of the spiritual laws of success, you shouldn't be doing it worried about what the outcome's going to be. Yeah, you can plan an intention and go, all right, I would love for this to, like, I don't know, get on Spotify or shoot a video or get a record deal. Are people still getting record deals? I'm that out of the loop because I'm so indie, but whatever your thing is, or get in a film, or get an accomplished director to discover me, whatever it is, it's okay to set an intention or create a vision board, or, have this like beautiful, pathology around this work that you're creating. But you can't be afraid that, somebody gonna jack you up or put you in a corner, or like give you jacked up contracts. This is the time to build your team, right? This is the time to get an attorney or start talking to folks and go, what's your hourly rate? Or do you do pro bono? Or do you have a barter system? Or somebody fresh out of law school that's trying to build their chops. It's an apprentice under, more polished leadership. Everybody out there wants and needs something. So find your tribe. But it's just been on my heart all week. I'm like, God, there's a lot of fear out there, and there's enough for us to be concerned with political climate, racial climate, you know what I mean, gender equality. There's enough of that, especially if you're writing about that or living those experiences. But don't be afraid of, once you put it out, what's going to happen. I always ended up okay because I knew how to set clear boundaries. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes I may have gone too far, but that's the learning curve you have to give yourself the grace for as you grow and mature. And there's no wrong way to do it. It's very liberating to be very self-actualized and it's all right here. And then there's a more modest approach. And then there's something kind of in the middle. You find your way, and I really do. I want to hear from you. And it might take me a second to get back to you, but I am answering every single email that comes through my website, which is kimhill.work, or any of my IG pages, or here on YouTube. It is important. I care about this. I care. I want to see people win. And there are so many people throughout my life in and out of the industry that wanted me to win. They're invested in my happiness. And that might sound hokey. I'm dead ass serious. They are invested. And even if it's just a handful, that's enough for me, right? Everybody's not going to be marching and, she's dope, but he's dope. Everybody's not going to feel you lit and you're hot. That's all right. And some days you may not be, and some days you may be all the way off the charts, but that's on you, and that's for you to figure out. I really hope this spoke to someone. I hope I got to the essence. When I do these pieces, I do one take. I just speak from a really authentic space. I try to be really centered and anchored and really deliver it. I don't cut and edit and do it over. So I really hope that this speaks to you. Do not be afraid of what's coming. What's coming for you is powerful and it's amazing. And what I want you to do, instead of being afraid, is pray or meditate or whatever your practice is, for the discernment to know the difference. That's it. That's it. When that voice speaks to you and it's red lit and getting in, you're like, oh, it might be time to go home. Go. When you're like, I was going to make a left. I think I'll wait for this light. Listen, those are not coincidences. Those are, your loves, your ancestors, those whispers that are keeping you safe and protected. You'll know what's right, but don't continue to doubt yourself and be afraid of what is coming for you, because it's powerful. And the world needs artists more than ever. And God, the fact that you can create something and put it up the same day, those weren't avenues that were accessible to me, because it came up in a Jurassic era where you did have to have people's consent and permission. I was rebellious and did things, my own way, but it for the most part, we had to go through corporate, channels to get work out there. So be grateful, do your thing. I hope this helped. I will definitely be doing some more programming and some one-on-one kind of things with you here on YouTube, and know that I'm working to get my act together and scoop everybody, over here so we can engage more in a safe, beautiful community. I love y'all. I thank you so much for the love, and you have a wonderful day and week, and we're building something really powerful here. All right, I'm Kim Hill. Bye.